Hi there, this is a short video regarding our creditors reconciliation. It's much the same as our debtors reconciliation because we are reconciling my creditors control account with my creditors list. In grade 11 and 12 we will look at another way of doing creditors reconciliation that will be added to this one. So let's quickly look at my creditors control account. Remember, my creditors control account is a liability, which means it will increase on my credit side and decrease on my debit side. Therefore, my balance will be on my credit side. When I buy something on credit, my control account will increase on my credit side. Sundry accounts, creditors journal. When there's something wrong with the merchandise, I can return it via a debit note. This will also be recorded as sundry accounts, creditors allowance journal. When I pay the money I owe my creditor, it will be one entry for my bank and discount received in my CPJ. Remember, in the creditors control, it will be one entry, but when I do my creditors ledger, we will separate the two. We will have our check counter foil for the money we paid, and our discount that we received would be shown separate. But in my control account, it is shown as one entry. Then we can also have entries in our general journal. We can have transactions, journal credits that will increase the money I owe my creditor or decrease it. And then on my credit side, I will have my balance brought over or brought down. Remember now that we are busy with reconciliations, so the balance of my creditors control account must be the same as the total of my creditors list. Remember that our creditors control account is a summary of all the journals affecting creditors, whereas my creditors list is a summary of all my creditors' credits ledgers. So let's quickly look at my creditors ledger. First of all, each creditor will have its own ledger, and in my creditors ledger I will have date details. In my details it will show my source documents. In my folio it will show my journals. Because we are busy with creditors ledgers, my credit will increase my balance and my debit will decrease my balance. You will see when I have an invoice received in my creditors journal, it will be an increase on my balance. When I return something via a debit note, it will be in my creditors allowance journal, which will decrease the amount I owe the creditor. When I pay my creditor, remember in my ledger, the amount paid and the discount received will be separate, but in my creditors control account it would be as one entry, and this will then decrease the balance. There can always be or sometimes be entries in my general journal which can either increase my balance or decrease my balance. Remember now that the balance I have for each creditor will be transferred to my creditors list, and the summary of my creditors list, the total, must be the same as my creditors control. This is the reconciliation. The balance of the creditors control account and the total of the creditors list must be the same. It must reconcile. Let's just quickly look at the following then. When we look at our accounting cycle, there will be a transaction that takes place. This transaction must be recorded on my source document. The source document must be entered into my journals. My journals will then be posted to my general ledger account, with my creditors control account. The same entry that's in my journals will also be entered in my creditors ledger. Remember, each creditor will have his own ledger, which will have date, details, folio, debit, credit, balance. This creditor ledger will then be posted to my creditors list, and at the end of the day, the total of my creditors list and the balance of my control account must be the same. So the reason why we do creditors reconciliation is to correct differences between my creditors control account the control account, and my creditors list. It could be for my any entries that's not correct, transferred correctly, or omissions that was made. So it is for how we're going to do it. Check your entries in your journals against your source document. Check casting, the totaling of journals. Then also check posting from journals to the general ledger and the creditors ledger. Remember, general ledger, T account, creditors control, creditors ledger, date, details, folio, debit, credit, balance. We must determine where the errors or omission occurred. Is it, sorry, it smudged a bit there. Is it on my creditors control account where my journals is posted, or my creditors list, the sum of my creditors ledger? It can also occur in both.